Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to your English class. So, are you ready for your English class? Yes. So, let's start with the next poem. Why? Such a weird question, weird title, now. Why? What the? What is this title? What will be there in the poem? You must give a thought to your titles. You must give a thought to the titles whenever you start a new chapter. If a title names comes in front of you, you must think about it. What is this title about? What will be actually the story or the poem all about? Now, why? Why is a poem written by a poet who is talking about a curious boy? Many of y'all will be the same, and many of y'all will not be the same. Many of y'all will think that if a boy is asking such type of a question, that means the boy is mad. But he's not mad. He's actually doing a part of from his side, which is gaining information, which I think from my side, I think that everyone should do it. You should always ask a question to clear your doubts, to grasp the knowledge, to gain more and more knowledge, to learn about new things. Yes, when you grow up you come to know, but why at after growing up you should all know these? Why not before only? So there's one little boy, curious little boy. He wants to know certain reasons about something. Like he asks the question, why this, why that, why now, why then? So he has too many questions to ask. Okay, so he is thinking about, if you have must have seen the movie Tare Zameen Par. There's a boy who's little bit different, thinking out of the box. So you must go beyond your limit and think out of the box, that how this thing happens, how that thing happens. Then only you will come to know about the surroundings, then only you will come to know the environment around you. If you will not ask the question, and if I give you a question, like example, I ask you that why do we stay in home only, why not in forest or jungle? Correct, that's the question. Why we sleep in the night, why don't we sleep in the morning and get up in the night? So these are the questions which you need to ask yourself, to gain to not to yourself only, you should ask these questions to others also, so that you get a reason, you come to know why these things happen. Is it God's creativity, or it's because of the some scientific facts and all that? So you should know all these things. That's the reason you will come to know how these things are happening, why these things are happening. So you will get the reason. If anyone is asking you in future, then you will be able to answer. But if you only don't know the answer, how will you give the answer? Okay, so you must have. So there's this little boy in the poem who's asking every time, who's asking the question, why this, why that, why to eat and drink, why does the wood swim in the water, why the lid or the marble or the stone they sink in the water, why the clouds cross the sky, what are the clouds made of, why are they white color, why, what are they made of, why does the sun shines only? So there are too many questions in the poem which the boy is asking. Like some few of them I told you, and at the end, what does the poet concludes the poem with? The thing, the poet says that yes, some of the questions the boy is asking can be answered. There are reasons for certain questions, but there are also certain questions which are not yet, they don't have a reason. It's just God creation. God wanted to create the things like that. That's the reason it is created like that. But few of the questions, if you will try, you will get the reason out of it, you will get the answer out of it. So let's just see the poem, and as the lines are going simultaneously, I will explain you the lines also. Okay, just check on with the poem. Why? I know a curious little boy who is always asking why. Why this? Why that? Why then? Why now? Why not? Why by the by? So here the poet is actually talking about a question, a little boy who's curious to know each and everything. What is happening now? What is not happening? Why it is happening? Why it is not happening? Okay. He wants to know why wood should swim. If you can see, the log is there. So it is swimming in the water. So he wants to know why the wood swim. Wood swim in the water because it is light in weight. Okay. So that's the reason the woods swim in the water. Why lead and marble sink? Lead is a type of a chemical element which is heavy, and marble also, you must be knowing, it's a glass color ball, glass ball which you all played. Okay, so it is known as marble. Marble, you all must be knowing what is marble. So why lead and marble sink? Lead and marble sink in the water because they are heavy. They cannot stay and float on the water. That's the reason they are heavy. That's the reason they sink in the water. Why sun should shine and wind should blow? It's God creation. It's a God creation that God created oxygens and hydrogens and helium. That's the reason what the sun does. The sun grabs the hydrogen and it converts the hydrogen into helium into its core. That's the reason the sun shines. And the wind should blow. It's a God creation. The God created winds to blow. So there are certain reasons, like how I told you, the sunshine, we come to know this hydrogen is converted into helium in the core of the sun. That's the reason it shines. And wind blows, it's a God creation. That's why the wind blows. And why we eat and drink? Why we eat and drink? We all know. We eat and drink to stay healthy, fit, and fine, so that we can do other works. Okay, we are not machine who needs petrol and diesel. We are human beings. So for our energy, we need water and food so that we can stay fit and fine. He wants to know what makes the cloud. We all know. We have that. If you must have not learned, you will learn it in the coming classes. That when the sun heats, when it is a summertime, when it is near the sea area, when the sun rays and the heat, that is the hot, when the hot vapors are falling, hot rays are falling on the water converts itself into a vapor which rises above in the air, like wind blows. So it raises above in the air, and this air, when it collects together, it becomes a cloud. So how the clouds are made? When the sun rays fall, you must have learnt in EVS. If not, you will be learning in further classes that when you boil a water, it converts into a gas, and that gas releases in the air, which becomes cloud. Okay, they collect in one place and they become cloud. And when you boil the this thing, what you say, ice cube, that is solid, it becomes liquid. And when the gas is there, you have stored a gas somewhere. You will see, if you will see the gas, if you close it into a cold room, it will turn into liquid, and when you cool the liquid, it will become solid. So solid and liquid and gas thing, you will, it's a state of matters which you will, if you have not learned, you will be learning in your further classes. So how the clouds are made? The clouds are made when the sun rays falls on the seawater. The seawater releases vapors. The vapors really, it is in the kind of form of a gases. It collects together and they make clouds. Okay. And why they cross the sky? So it's a God's this thing that they cross the sky, they come and they are light in weight. So how the wind blows, with the wind, the flow of the wind, the clouds also moves with them because it is very light in the weight. Why sinks the sun behind the hills? The So here we have the question, why sinks the sun behind the hills? It's because of the earth's rotation and revolution. When the earth rotates and revolutes, it causes the sun to sink in behind the hills. It is the rotation and the revolution of the earth. And why the flowers die? We all know why flowers die, because they don't get sun rays, they don't get proper water, so they die. Okay, because of the improper, if you're not taking proper care of the flowers and all that. But obvious, if you will not eat food, you will become weak. If you will not drink water, you will become thirsty. So plants also need food and water. So if the proper food and water is not provided to them, they will die. Some of these whys are not too hard. Did you get it? They are not too hard because I gave you few of the reasons. I also told you why does it happens. To answer if you'll try. Others, no one ever. So if you'll try, you will get the reasons for few questions. And others, no one yet has found the reason why. So there are few, like how I told you, it's the clouds weight which causes it to crosses the sky. But there will be some other reasons also, like the clouds, the winds blow? Why do they blow? Even we don't know the answer for that. We need to find it. And if we don't find it, is the scientific fact or it will be God's creation why the winds blow. So there are certain reasons where certain questions where we have found no reasons. So I hope you understood this poem. Okay, now if you want, I will read this poem once again with you all, and then we'll move ahead with the word meaning. I know a curious little boy who is always asking why. Why this, why that, why then, why now? Why not? Why by the why? He wants to know why wood should swim, why lid and marble sing, why sun should shine and wind should blow, why we eat and drink. He wants to know that what makes the cloud and why they cross the sky. Why sings the sun behind the hills and why the flowers die? Some of these whys are not too hard to answer if you'll try. Others, no one ever yet has found the reason why. So, this was your question. Now, we move on to the word meaning. So, the first word is curious. Curious means eager to know something. So I am very curious to know about the planet. So this is the word and this is the meaning and sentence. You need to write it down in your English copybook. Next, lead. It is a chemical element which is very heavy. Okay, it's a chemical element. See in the picture it is shown also. It's a chemical element which is heavy. Lead can sink in the water because it is very heavy. Next, marble. Next is marble. It's a little glass ball used by children to play. Kids love to play with marbles. Next, sink. To go down below the surface of the water. The rock sinks in the water. Why does the rock sinks in the water? Because the rock is heavy. Next, reason. It's a cause. Meaning of reason is cause. Rahul gave his reason for coming late. Rahul gave his reason for coming late. So the moral of the poem is we should always keep questioning things and try to learn new things to enhance our knowledge. It motivates us to learn and keep us learning throughout our life. So I hope you have understood the poem. Please write down the new words in your book, and then I will share you the question answer part also. You can copy down the question answer also in your copy. Okay, bye bye.